Victoria's Police Chief Graham Ashton is being called on to reveal the extent of his knowledge of the unprecedented Gangland lawyer scandal. But the Police Minister is defying calls for the Chief Commissioner to stand down.
No one has paid a greater price during the police informer scandal than Nicola Komiazic. Her parents, Terence and Christine Hodson, were murdered in cold blood. The killings happened while Terence was a client of the lawyer and police informer dubbed 3838.
You can't describe what has happened to us. You can't put a price on life. We've lost our parents due to negligence on her behalf. So she has to be held accountable as far as I'm concerned.
Former Detective Peter Lawler will consider making a submission to the Royal Commission. He and former colleague David Waters attended a meeting with the lawyer after they'd been named as persons of interest in the so-called vampire gigolo murder of Shane Chartres Abbott. But the people he most wants to see explain themselves are former Chief Commissioners Christine Nixon and Simon Overland.
Someone's got to be held to account, so I think you start at the top and you work your way down.
There have been calls for Graham Ashton to step aside, but the Police Minister is backing the Chief Commissioner.
It was actually Graham Ashton, when he went into Crime Command, who raised concerns and raised the alert. I have absolute confidence in Graham Ashton.
The financial cost of the scandal is beginning to emerge. It won't just be convicted criminals looking for compensation. At least one former detective wants a payout for pain and suffering caused while the lawyer was acting on his behalf and informing to police on a case in which he was a person of interest. This police surveillance vision could be a glimpse of the future. Drug syndicate kingpins Rob Karam and Pascali Barbaro enjoying the freedom they're seeking to regain due to tainted evidence. But legal heavyweights are adamant lawyer turned informer 3838 is a one-off.
This is quite unprecedented. It would be gravely unfair to tar Victoria's 2,100 barristers with the same brush.
Cameron Bowe, 7 News.
Former Homicide Chief Ron Iddles says he warned almost a decade ago against using a Gangland barrister as a police informant. He's welcomed the Royal Commission into the Lawyer X scandal, saying senior officers need to be accountable. Brett McLeod has the latest.
One of Victoria's most respected former policemen, Ron Iddles has revealed the prescient warning he made in 2009 to then Police Chief Simon Overland about using a Gangland lawyer as an informant.
I won't say it was a heated discussion, but I was fairly firm in my conversation. I said, you don't get this. I can tell you now, this will cause a Royal Commission.
The former Homicide Chief says at first informant 3838 gave general information not covered by legal privilege, but over time a line was crossed. He says the 10 to 15 senior police who knew about Lawyer X should be held accountable.
They walked past the behaviour but still accepted it. I think it was at a time when the underworld killings were going on, so I think a blind eye was turned to some things.
Simon Overland, who's now CEO of Whittlesea Council, made no comment about the claims. Amid questions about Graham Ashton's role in the Lawyer X saga, the state government says he was never involved in her management and initiated the first inquiry into the matter by former Chief Commissioner Neil Comrie.
That started this whole process of really looking at this issue. So I think he's played a really significant role in fact, in bringing this to light.
Days into her new role as Attorney-General, Jill Hennessy said 2 Royal Commissioners will investigate the scandal hired from outside Victoria.
Bringing fresh eyes from interstate is certainly our objective in the appointment of the commissioners, and we're currently involved in conversations to that end.
Ron Iddles says police who dealt with the lawyer on a daily basis are keen to have their say.
I know many of the people who were the handlers are looking forward to actually being able to speak publicly at a Royal Commission and say what they knew.
Brett McLeod, 9 News.